People are spilling out from the high hall. It didn't take long for word to spread, and all those women, children, the elderly, all the survivors are quickly running out of the high hall to gasp and stare at the sun in the sky. Everyone is clapping each other on the shoulder, crying, weeping in joy. The city, it seems, has been saved. You take a moment, Royce, to look around. Not everyone made it. There are quite a few corpses. Brave people who fell in that final defense. But generally, the mood is positive. All three of you can see Zariel close by, having a conversation with another angelic being. Hard to tell who this one is. They appear genderless. They have no hair, and their skin is a weird coppery green. But they are talking of something, and then this other angelic being nods and quickly flies away, rapidly ascending upwards and vanishing. What did the three of you do, as Zariel now is by herself?
Do you want to ask her, Royce? I mean, it was her that Tobin's soul had been signed away to, right?
I guess that's all we can do. I'm gonna limp over to towards Zariel and just Zariel. What now? What's next?
She turns her head slowly towards you. You can see on her body several wounds, her blood a strange silvery colour, but the wounds do seem to be closing quite quickly. The city of Elturel has been returned, the companion undone, the planetar within released. Some of my penance has begun, although of course it will be an eternity before I have finally paid for all my sins. Are you wounded, mortal?
I am. That's not important. You might have to spend eternity paying your penance, but thank you for helping these people. I'm hoping you can help just one more. My student, my friend Tobin is in this coin. He's going to hold up his coin just kind of between his thumb and his finger and say, what do I need to do to redeem his soul?
Much. However, I can make it easier. To release a soul from a soul coin is a simple act, but of course the soul would merely go where it was going originally anyway. However, if you can convince your friend to give his life for all time to the gods of order and good, he may be redeemed by them. And then, if you wish it, I could bring him back to you. Is that what you would wish as a boon?
It is.
Then speak with him first. He must be willing.
And I'm going to look at the coin and kind of focus on it and see. I know I've kind of heard moments and glimmers of his voice. See if I can connect with Tobin.
You begin focusing heavily on the coin. And once again, you can hear that faint sound. Where am I? Royce, I'm sorry. I didn't sign. I didn't help. Darkness, help me. Royce!
Tobin? Can you hear me?
Royce, I can hear you. Where are you? It's dark. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
Buddy, it's not good. Your soul has been taken. You have to turn away from whatever deal you made. Turn to the light and the gods. And then, maybe then, your soul may be saved and you may be able to come back to us.
Well, that's fine, but you always said, what's the point of the gods? You said one should find their own way. What, I have to swear? What does that mean? I belong to them?
I always said religion wasn't something to devote your life to, yes. But I also taught you to be good, true, honest. The foolishness of, greed, making deals that you couldn't uphold, you couldn't trust. And what I've seen, maybe not all gods are bad.
I see. I don't know where you are. Royce, are you alright? I'm really sorry. I messed up.
You did mess up, and you don't need to apologize to me. It's you've done the damage to in the end. I've done all I can for you, Tobin. It's up to you now. If you want to save yourself, you need to come to the light. You need to make that choice. I'm done. There's not much more I can do for you. It's your choice now.
I see. I understand. All right, sure. Which one? Lathander, Tyr, Torm? I don't really remember the difference.
I can't help you there. You've got to just go with what feels right. It's your decision to live with for hopefully the rest of your life.
All right, sure. Lathander. Okay. I swear to serve the god Lathander. If you'll have me, please. I'll do anything. I really mean it. I messed up. I don't want anything to do with. If you just give me another chance and get me out of here, please. Please help me. His voice seems to fade away a little. You see Zariel watching you. Her eyes, not without compassion, but maybe not 100% empathetic either. She is, after all, a divine being. Well, if you feel the soul is ready, release it. To do that, you simply wish it so and hold the coin in your hand.
So Royce gonna drop to a knee, kind of clasp his two hands together, just bow his head and kind of hold the coin to his hand, and just, Tobin, come back, buddy.
The coin begins to crumble into dust in your hand, the weight vanishing as it does so. For a moment in the air you see something shimmering, and it slowly begins to go upwards. You see Zariel nod. Very well. It seems he is willing to repent. This will be, of course, something he must do for the rest of his life, as we all must do. But I shall bring him back for you now. She raises a hand towards this image, this spiritual soul, and there is a flash. And then, on the floor before you, currently naked, is Tobin. What do you do?
Royce's gonna stand up and just run over and just hug Tobin. Is that you, Tobin?
Tobin opens his eyes. He looks confused, blushes slightly. Yes. Oh, I'm alive. I'm naked. Oh, this is weird. What's going on?
Larissa will just, without saying anything, just walk up, unfasten her cloak, and just hand it to him. Just give him a little smile, and then we'll just step back and let them have their moment.
He smiles gratefully at you, quickly putting the cloak on and hugging you back, Royce. Oh, Coach, I'm so sorry. I fucked up. But I'm alive. How am I alive? I really don't know what's going on right now.
As he's talking to him, I'm going to slap him.
Ow!
If you ever do anything like that again, look, I don't care what you do. Fighting, boxing, religion, whatever it is. Think about what you're doing. It's not just about you, Tobin. You gotta think about how you're impacting others. Your friends, your family. I mean, whatever you do from here on in, I can't be your coach, your mentor anymore. I'll still be your friend, but you need to think about more than just yourself from here on in. And then hug him again.
I will. I promise, Royce. Thank you. Thank you so much. And he hugs you back. As this is happening, Zariel turns to you, Lerissa.
Larissa bows her head in respect.
She comes forward, places a hand on your shoulder. 40 hit points are restored to you immediately. Lerissa, you were wounded. I'm glad, though, I have been able to heal you. I would have been greatly upset if you had passed.
I only lived because of my friends here. For a while I was somewhere else. But I told you I would stand by your side. And I wouldn't desert you. But I have to confess that there is even a price to that. We made many deals while down there, one of them with a devil, and my part of that contract hasn't yet been fulfilled.
She frowns. Ah, Lerissa, that is unfortunate. Those things bind the cosmos together. I'm afraid you will have to achieve it. What was asked of you, which devil?
Baal, and there was nothing asked as such. Just a favour. At some point, in some time, to be redeemed.
She wrinkles her nose and begins to pat you on the head. Oh, clever Lerissa. One of the worst things you could have offered. A favour, let me guess. There was no specification on such a thing, was there?
No, but we had to. It was the only way to get your sword to you. The only way to redeem you.
I am grateful for what you did. I still don't truly understand, though, why you did it.
Because there were a city full of innocent people who needed saving. And it turned out of all of them, the one that needed saving the most was you. To remind you of who you were and what you fought for. And how you fight for that, more importantly than all. But I hope that you will still have me in your service, and I can do what I can despite the deal that I have made and will have to fulfill.
Of course. I accept your service gladly. You have done more for me than you can ever know. I have been given a chance for repentance. It will, of course, be forever. Never again will I lead an army. I will only be able to work alone now, although I feel a little helper or two might not be too much trouble.
I would ask only one thing, that if you did wish to grant me any boon, that you grant it instead to Rhea. She defended you from the very beginning, even when the evidence that showed you had fallen was so obvious. She always believed in your redemption, and I think it's because of her that we all believed in your redemption.
What a truly selfless thing to say. You truly are a soul worthy of great things, dearest Lerissa.
Well, I figured hell would change me, I just didn't think it would change me in this way.
How have you changed?
I mean, please don't get me wrong, I'm probably still going to go to the nearest tavern, drink myself silly, and probably relieve a very wealthy gentleman or two of his coin purse, but I never had anyone to care about before. And she looks over at Lothar and Royce and Rhea. Now I do more than I ever could have imagined.
Rhea does come forward, sort of being respectful, but also wanting to give you a quick hug, Larissa, and as well, you, Lothar. Oh, you did it! I knew you would! I never gave up faith, honest, I really didn't. Even at the last moment, I knew somehow, any moment they'd be here, and I don't quite know what you actually did, but I know that it worked, and you've saved Zariel, and the city, and everyone!
You really do have more faith than anyone I've ever met. Well, except for this one, and she kind of nods towards Lothar. And she turns back to Zariel. If you want a Hellrider who is loyal and honest and faithful to the end, you are looking at the best of that caliber right here, Zariel.
Zariel nods and looks at Rhea. Rhea takes to a knee. Yes, great angel Zariel, I will, as always, pledge myself to Elturel, and anything you wish, whatever I can to do to help, I guess, rebuild. She looks around, and you all take in the city of Elturel. Saved, but greatly devastated. At least half the city in total ruin now, but bricks are bricks, and can be rebuilt. Zariel nods. Yes. You will receive my boon, child. You have served your gods well. You will speak later on what that will be. Lothar, you've been, I suppose, watching these moments. It's strange. Part of you does feel very glad, but part of you also, admittedly, feels like you don't know any of these people. Not really. You have memories of them, but otherwise, it's a strange feeling. How are you taking this in?
Yes, they meant a lot to Lothar, and Lothar is a part of who I am, whatever that is. And I'm pleased that they are getting what they deserve, and that we have saved Zariel. I am, however, sad for Lothar on some level. He did sacrifice himself. His journey ended there. And I wonder if it was meant to be that way. If there wasn't more things that he was supposed to do. If there wasn't more trinkets or technologies that he was supposed to find in his journey throughout the world. I wish I could give him back that journey. The glorious battle is enticing, but by giving back Lothar what he sacrificed, that would be, yes.
You see Lulu, once again shrunk down to her smaller size. She looks a little hurt, but seems to be ignoring the wound, floating nearby. You know, Lothar's not really gone. He's always going to be in you.
I suppose you're right. He is part of what I am. He will always be that.
Not to mention, well, you're still mortal, I think. You're going to die one day, although I don't know when. But when you do, Lothar's soul will still be Lothar's soul.
That's an interesting thought.
But otherwise, how are you, Lothar? Are you okay? You did really well, and you look absolutely wonderful.
Well, I flap my wings a bit. These are quite something, aren't they?
They are magnificent. All right, then. If it's okay, I'm going to go speak to Zariel, because I really want to.
Please.
And Lulu flies then towards Zariel, flying around her, constantly shouting as loud as she can how happy she is to see Zariel. And Zariel does, for a moment, place a hand on Lulu. you most of all never gave up faith on me. And Lulu says, no, I always knew you'd come back. See everyone? I told you.
You did, Lulu. You did tell us.
Zariel nods and then looks at everyone. I need to go now. Do not worry, Rhea, I shall return. But there are many things I need to do now. Many things indeed. But thank you, all of you. Especially you, and she looks to you, Lothar. To take my blade required sacrifice, and you gave it. Worry not. The one you were will be rewarded in time. We do not punish those who do good in the celestial planes.
And I nod.
But until then, I feel you will have a similar journey to me. Good luck. Use your celestial powers for good.
And I smile.
Zarya looks at Royce and just nods one last time, and finally at you, Lerissa. She takes a hand and plucks a feather from her wings and hands it to you. If ever you need my aid, Larisa, if you just wish to speak, summon me with this feather. I will always in time come to you.
I'm sure there will. I think I still have questions, but I don't know what they are yet. Thank you.
And with that, she spreads her wings and flies into the sky. Lulu stays behind for a moment, looking at all three of you. I think it's time I have to go. Zariel has to go and do things, you see. She's got lots of stuff to do. We might see each other again, but we also might not. Oh, I'm a little sad now. You've all been my best friends.
We still are, Lulu. If it wasn't for you, we probably wouldn't have made it half as far as we did.
You're the real hero, Lulu. You'll always be our friend.
Always.
Aww. No, you're being very silly. I would not have got this far if it hadn't been for all three of you. I knew I was right to believe in you.
Well, you know where we are, Lulu, and Zariel said she would be returning, so maybe this isn't the last time we meet.
Maybe not. I hope not. You're always going to be my most treasured friends. All right. Well, bye then. Good luck with, doing other things. And she laughs a little and takes off after Zariel. Rhea looks around. Well, I wasn't expecting to get a boon from a solar. I wonder what that will be. But are you all three all right? And Lothar, are you okay? You look very strange. It's not a bad thing. You just look different is all.
I've never been better.
And Royce, you have Tobin back. Good to see you again, Tobin. She smiles at him.
Yeah, it's good to be back, I guess. Thank you, Rhea, for helping us.
Oh, I don't know if I did much in the end to help you.
You were willing, that was enough.
Thank you. I suppose. She looks to the people. I suppose I better go and see what I can do. There's much work that needs to be done still, and, well, the remaining Hell Riders, we're going to have to do it. We have a legacy to uphold, after all.
Well, hopefully you will bring Elturel back to its greatness. And let the people know when Zariel was redeemed, she was the one that saved this city.
Oh, that I intend to do. We can't forget you three, can we? Can we, everyone? And suddenly, there's a large amount of people heading towards you, cheering. Tobin briefly is separated from you, Royce. And even you, Lothar, suddenly find yourself being lifted in the air as children, women, the elderly, soldiers suddenly are all grabbing you and thrusting you in the air. Even you, Larissa, suddenly find people looking at you not with fear, but with joy.
I think Larissa, across the crowd, shouts over to Royce and Lothar. So Tobin's naked, you're beaten, I'm bruised, and he has a giant fuck-off pair of wings. So when eventually we get put down, we're going to go and have a drink, right? She's just laughing to herself. This is all she can think to do now, is just not having anything to do apart from maybe have a drink, because it's been a long time in Avernus.
Sounds great.
Yes, that drink is certainly due.
And the people throw you in the air, cheering your names, heralding you as the true saviours of Elturel. Some time passes. It's not quite a tavern, Lerissa, but in some of the ruins someone has set up a place which once was a tavern, and is serving out beers for free, or ales, or whatever drink anyone wants. People are beginning to mill around the ruins, pick up rocks, pick up stones, try and find a way back to their lives. All three of you are, for now, finally alone, in a way. But you believe your journey has come to an end. What do you all say to each other?
The three of us, we work well together. Are we parting ways here, or do you think maybe sticking together for a bit would be good? Because I'm not going to lie, I'm not looking forward to that favour being called in, and I feel like it will come sooner than I expect. I'd rather not face that alone if you would come with me.
I have a feeling that along your journey, there's going to be lots and lots of glorious battle, so you can certainly count on my wings.
I don't know if can consider myself a successful boxing coach anymore, so I guess I'll be closing the gym. So why not?
Well, you could always put it under new management, the gym of the guy that laid hands on Yinagu.
There you go. One hell of a gym, I guess, can be the slogan, yeah?
Yeah, punching the crap out of a demon lord is certainly something, Royce.
I don't know who punched the crap out of who, but thank you.
Well, I mean, I don't know what happened to him, but you're still here. I don't know where he was when I woke up. So I'm going to count that as you won, because I don't know any different.
Sounds good. How about that beer?
Oh, dear God, yes.
And so, the city of Elturel was returned to the material plane. Ruined, destroyed. But there was a hope in the people that maybe things could be better one day. Grand Duke Alder Ravengard returned to Baldur's Gate with his flaming fist. First, he regained his power. This was not difficult, as Commander Liara Portier did support this, although she was keen to promote her uncle, Duke Dillard Portier, as the only duke who had truly tried to keep peace in such turbulent times, and so of course the Portier family were rewarded. There were not many other dukes, to be honest, remaining, as Van Thumper was gone, and Stelmane still mysteriously ill, and hard to get in touch with. Still, the refugee crisis was ended. Grand Duke Alder Ravengard decreed that all people who wished it could receive sanctuary in Baldur's Gate, but the others would be given assistance in going back to Elturel, and Baldur's Gate would assist Elturel. Not entirely for free, of course, but perhaps this was a sign of better things to come. Diplomacy was of course made easier with the new High Commander of the Hell Riders themselves, Rhea Mantlemorn, said to be blessed by the Angel Zariel herself. As for Avernus, who can truly know what occurs there? But some say that a new ruler was chosen, one who had ruled before, and the great god Tiamat still slumbers down there somewhere. As for the shield, that too has an unknown fate. Perhaps it fell on the battlefield below the city, perhaps it fell into the Styx itself. Who can say? But it is gone for now, from the material plane at least. Time passes, and it seems all three of you decided to stick together. But perhaps there were times where you were apart. Lothar, what were you doing on one of those times you were apart? Where are you, weeks from now?
I believe Lothar has snuck into the High House of Wonders to deliver one of the artifacts we recovered in Avernus, leaving it there with a note saying who it's from, showing that he will live up to that promise, even though, well, Lothar will no longer serve at the Temple of Gond.
Indeed, after all, even though a part of you might wish it, the greater part of you now feels that such a thing is not what you're supposed to do. Lothar cared about treasures. But treasures do not bring justice. Treasures do not really help people. Perhaps even that is one of the flaws of Gond. No. You are going to go and make a difference in this world. You've been given the power to do so. And you will. It's your very being now, isn't it?
Indeed. My heart burns for justice. And I embrace that fate gladly.
Just as you're about to leave the High House of Wonder, flying out, I feel, and just taking a final look at the street where you used to walk to work every day, you do see someone watching you. It is night, after all. A woman steps out of some shadows. Well, you certainly aren't my brother anymore, that's for sure.
I am and I am not.
Shiverstick isn't going to be happy, you know. I have a feeling you aren't going to be honouring your word and giving the favour he was wanting.
Not for some time, at the very least.
Oh dear. Will we be expecting trouble from whatever you are now?
I don't think so. Not unless you come up with something a bit bigger than what you're doing here in Baldur's Gate.
Clara snorts a little and spits on the ground. I'll have you know I'm now the ruler of Brampton. Well, unofficial ruler anyway. That was my reward for Shiverstick. He solidified his place, he's got what he wanted. But yeah, Lothar would have been more helpful as Lothar. But I guess he didn't come back from hell.
No, he didn't. But his thoughts are with you still. Of the days that you spent together when you were children, when things were simpler. His love for you is not changed. And he wishes you the best of luck, and that you will find happiness in your new found responsibility.
Clara is silent for a moment. Once you wouldn't really have known what she was thinking. She was always hard to read, but of course now you can see feelings on most people quite easily. There's generally some doubt as to how she actually feels. Is she happy that you are gone? Or is she not? She generally isn't sure. After a moment, she flicks a dagger in the air. Alright then. Well, good luck to whatever you do now. I guess I'll be going to do my life, and I suppose we probably won't see each other again then.
I hope we don't.
So do I. She smirks a little.
And I smile back.
And she disappears into the night. What do you do?
Well, there are people waiting for me now. I have fulfilled one promise, at least partially, and I have said goodbye. It is time to make my way back to my new family and to my fate and to my journey that lies ahead.
Meanwhile, somewhere else, somewhere comfortable, warm, and full of light. Lothar, you're still not really sure what's going on. It's all been very strange since you came here. But you think you did it? You think you won? But it's all hard to tell, really. What are you doing in this strange, light-filled place?
I'm just trying to understand what is going on. But it feels good. It feels peaceful. I feel at peace, at rest. It's a good feeling. Perhaps I will stay here for a while.
You hear a voice from somewhere far away, quite loud. Well, you certainly served me well. A pity that you don't quite value the same values anymore. But don't worry. I respect those who serve me well. When the time comes, you will join my side, young bondsman.
I look forward to that, Lord. I really do. There's so much I still want to learn. So much knowledge I have yet to attain.
And you shall have the chance. But not yet. Your body, it seems, still has a few things to do. I hope he collects some trinkets along the way, though. That would please me.
I will try to remind him.
And the voice fades, and time passes. But again, as you said, this is a safe place, and every now and then, you're pretty sure you see the faces of Lerissa, of Royce, and you know, for now at least, they are safe, and your sacrifice was not in vain. Royce, where are you weeks from now? Again, you did say you would spend time with your new friends, but perhaps at one point you'd have returned to your school.
Yeah, so I would have returned to Bergast, and even though having discussed about closing the school with Larisa, I think on the journey back would have realised that despite what happened to Tobin, there's a lot of kids there that, if nothing else, it teaches them a good moral code and respect and honour, whatever, about becoming professional fighters. So for the area, it's the right thing to do to keep it open. So I would meet with some of the other trainers and coaches that worked for me and just told them that I'd be stepping back from a hands-on role in the gym to just, keep doing what we're doing, instilling good values in the kids. Kind of really hit that home after what's happened with Tobin.
You're discussing things as you see Tobin wearing a cloak, packing up some bags. What do you do?
So I walk over to Tobin. You don't have to go, You can help here.
I don't have a choice. Lathander, it seems I have things I need to do now. I can still fight, but I can't be... the competitions aren't going to have it anymore for me. I need to go and, do good stuff, like actually help people, fight for the weak. I'm not actually that upset about it, but yeah, unfortunately, it does seem as if I need to go from here at least. At least for some time.
If you have any doubts or any questions, you're always welcome here. And I'm going to say take these, and I'm going to give them my hand wraps. They might bring you some luck. They've served me well down through the years.
He looks a little shocked. Coach, you sure you don't need these? I mean, if anything, you showed me that the whole done with this thing. Come on, you're not done with it. Not really.
I'm not, but look, whenever you're unsure of anything, just remember what we've been through in the last number of weeks, months. Just whenever you look at these, don't forget that.
I won't. You walk out the gym, taking one last look at it. You put a lot of effort into this place. How are you feeling?
I'm not happy to go and leave it continue on without my kind of guiding hand, but I can have a small smile of just pride. And I think I'd return then to Baldur's Gate and Larissa and whatever adventures lie in store.
And you turn your back, take in the air, and move onwards. I suppose the final question is, now you've saved Tobin, had a whole, maybe life-changing adventure. How do you see the world now compared to when you started?
So I was very cynical of everyone and everything in the world. and I still see that streak running through it. But rather than having a flat kind of pessimistic view of everyone is out for themselves, I see that now much more in the minority, that there is a lot of good in people. What I saw in the people of Elturel banding together, that on a whole the world isn't such a bad place, or isn't as dark or tough as I had once believed.
Larissa, weeks pass, months. You will see your friends again. But tonight, you're by yourself just for a moment. Where are you?
I imagine that it's when she's by herself, she decides to go and see if something that Zariel said to her was true. And for the first time since she left, she'll make her way back to her home village. She remembered Zariel saying the place, like her parents and the people there were gone. And she almost goes to make sure that there isn't some ghost still hanging around, and when she arrives and finds it empty, no one there, she feels a little bit more at peace with the fact that this is done. She doesn't have to run from that past anymore. It's gone.
It's as you're looking at this quiet ruin that from somewhere you hear a voice. Well, you certainly did very good, child of Zariel. How are you this lovely evening?
Better than the evening I left this place. Have you come for your favour?
But of course. But it would be remiss not to begin with some polite conversation. After all, I can afford it. Well, to a point. I'm very busy these days, don't you know? Ruling Avernus. Quite a taxing task.
You are very welcome.
Was it worth it in the end, do you feel? Saving all those lovely little mortals?
Yes.
Lucky though. Who would have thought to be able to work out how to undo that companion?
Well, go on then. What is it you would have me do?
You don't actually see anyone with you, but the voice sounds close. Well, it's a simple thing, really. You see, you did very well. Now that Zariel's gone, I humbly took the position to rule Avernus again. Even though I was loyal to her the whole time, and she did a very good job, she was always too overzealous. No, we're definitely going to go back to the tactic of defense. There's no point trying to wipe out all the demons. After all, there'll just be more. Much better to hold the line, don't you agree?
Not one for war tactics, but I get the feeling it doesn't matter either way. You're probably going to be locked in that stalemate for another eternity.
What do you know of eternity, little tiefling?
Nothing yet.
Yes, well, that favour. Let's see. Thing is, I personally get along with Tiamat so much better than Zariel did. I let her do her thing, she lets me do my thing. But the Dragon Queen is still a nuisance. So, simple favour really. If you could find a way to remove her from Avernus, I'd be very happy.
Oh, remove a Dragon Queen from Avernus.
Of course. Don't worry, you don't need to kill her. It might be a bit beyond you, or even a god. But removing her in some way. She can stay in some other plane of existence. Don't worry, there's no time limit. You have your life. Of course, if you don't do it by then, I'm afraid you will be owned by me.
I figured that would be the case. Well, I suppose I better go and get a big enough pet carrier to move an ancient dragon god to another plane of existence then. Should be a simple job. I don't suppose you're going to provide me anything to help in this endeavour?
Now, why would I do that? After all, it's not my business really, and you didn't need me to redeem an angel, did you?
If you think I'm going to try and redeem Tiamat, you've got a whole other thing coming, Bal. Believe me, I signed this contract, I know what I signed up for, and it doesn't mean I have to be happy about it.
No, but sign it you did. I think I'm being very generous.
I think you're being something. As well as fair, but fine. If that is what you want,
Indeed. However you can, remove her from my plane. Finally, Avernus can be all hells.
Yes, well, if I have to step foot in Avernus, I should hope that I won't be murdered by one of your devil... whatever your underlings are these days.
On the contrary, you'll be welcome at the Forge. We could maybe even make another deal.
I don't think that will happen anytime soon.
One can only try. Well, little tiefling, until the task is done, good night.
She doesn't say anything. She kind of looks up at the night sky. Oh boy, wait till I tell Lothar and Royce about what we're gonna go and do.
For a moment, you remember that very convenient diagram in the Forge. It's interesting how that standard, he didn't really seem that bothered when you got it, isn't it?
She wonders if all along this is what he was really going for. If the standard was more of a test to see what they were capable of. And I think it's at this point she pulls out that feather that Zariel gave her and she keeps it with her. And she knows the response is never immediate, but she holds on to it for a moment. Just out loud to nobody says, really gonna need your guidance here. So if at some point you can come to me with it, that would be great, because I don't know how I'm gonna go up against a dragon god. I don't even know if I can ask my friends to do that, but this is the deal that I made. And at the end of all of this, I don't want my soul to be forfeit to that place.
You know soon, aid will come. The task does seem maybe impossible. But then you remind yourself, you went to hell and back, and saved a fallen angel. Maybe the task is not completely without hope.
And she will spend the night in this place, in this hollow of the place that she once lived. And in the morning she will raze it to the ground with fire. Truly just wipe it from the face of the earth. And will then, I imagine that her, Lothar and Royce have agreed a time to meet back up somewhere. And she will head towards them, towards the people that she knows she can trust, and hope that when she explains what this favour is, that at some point down the road they might be willing to join her and help her.
And all three of you will meet again. But perhaps that is for another day. Somewhere, deep, deep in the levels of Beator, a being is irritated. He lost something that he was very happy to have. However, in the long plan, in the long game, sometimes you use a pawn, sometimes you lose a king. What is important is that if one angel can be brought straight to hell to serve, it can happen again. And that is still something to be happy about. On the streets of Baldur's Gate, a man is walking along. Someone whistles to him from an alleyway. He goes to investigate, and his throat is cut and his coin taken. The city of Baldur's Gate does have good people in it, and perhaps, with the absence of the shield, more of them are present. But it is always going to be a city of blood, a city of coin, and there's always going to be people willing to spill it, and people willing to stop it happening. For now, though, the city will continue as it always has, and once again it will be a cold winter, followed by spring and summer.
You have listened to an episode of Red Moon Role-Playing, where we played the campaign Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. We were joined by Virginia Page, who is Tabletop Horde on Twitter, and Owen Fáilbhe from the How We Roll podcast. We would like to extend our thanks to our friends at Wizards of the Coast for all their support in getting us the material early and for helping more people discover our show. The music was made by Halgrath, Aegis Sonus, Atrium Calceri and Herbs9 and was used with permission from their label Cryo Chamber. Check out their website at cryochamber.bandcamp.com or their YouTube channel for some moody, dark ambient. We also used the soundtrack to Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 by Michael Honig, and to Planescape Torment by Mark Morgan, and permission for this was given by the awesome people at Beamdog. Check out these enhanced editions of those classic games for some of the best D&D adventures ever created. We would like to give a massive thanks to our champions of the Red Moon, Martin Heuschober, Nastasia, Raulerson, Simon Cooper, and David for their generous support. And we would of course also like to thank all of our other patrons. Without your support, the show would not be possible. If you want to support our work, please check us out on Patreon. You can get access to bonus campaigns for Cult, Divinity Lost, and Coriolis there, as well as get early and raw access to all of our recordings. You can also hear your name read on the show as a champion of the Red Moon, and we are proud to say that we've had some excellent exclusive play sessions with our top supporters. All of your lovely support is what keeps the show going, so please do check us out and consider if you want to be one of our patrons. Thank you again for listening, and see you soon.